Should I?
Mickey, a few minutes ago, Virat Kohli insisted that it's just a game for his team. He was asked 10 different questions and he didn't budge. Do you feel this mood is the same in Pakistan camp as well? Are your players taking it just as a match, or are they under pressure to perform because they have to win tomorrow to stay alive?
Oh, look, there's always pressure in any game, and these games carry exactly the same amount of points. They carry 2 points. Obviously, there's a massive hype that's created a lot of the time by the media, really. Our guys are prepared, we're ready, we're comfortable that we can get out there and perform, and we are so excited about the opportunity tomorrow.
Coach, a lot of people again are saying that perhaps India is the favourite this time as well. So are you talking to your players about what happened a couple of years ago, Champions Trophy final, when again probably India was the favourite and the result was what you liked?
No, that's a long time ago. We've just got to we're concentrating at the moment on our own games, because we know if we put 3 disciplines together, we can beat anybody in the world. We're comfortable with our game plans. We're comfortable with our personnel. We're comfortable with our players. We just got to get them into their optimum space to go out there and perform tomorrow. We haven't put the perfect game together yet. Our disciplines have been good with the bat, have been okay with the ball, and okay in the field. If we put the perfect game together, we can beat everybody, and we're confident of that. And the dressing room is very, very confident of that fact.
England wasn't perfect? England game wasn't perfect?
No, we still gave away probably 10 too many in the field. I thought we batted very well. We're still just a little bit short on the bowling and probably gave 10 away in the field. If we put it all together, we're a very, very good cricket team.
Mickey, any changes in the combination expected, knowing the weather conditions as well?
Yeah, well, we had a little look at the pitch yesterday. It actually looked pretty brown and flat. So we'll take that into consideration. We haven't made any decisions as yet, but by the end of training today, we'll be pretty clear in our mind which way we'll go.
Hi Mickey, do you think that in the tournament like a World Cup, where finishing is very important, like Pakistan is in the last few matches and everything, things haven't gone really well as far as finishing is concerned. Are you trying to address that issue, or like how are you going about it?
Yeah, look, we know we've been very close. We've been very close in most games. We just haven't grabbed the moments when they've presented themselves, and that's something that we've spoken about as a group and we've spoken about as a team, because in every game that we've played, and I go back to the one-day series here as well, there were moments in those games that presented themselves for us to win them, and we just didn't take those moments when they presented themselves. That's something we're working on. I definitely do think though that through a World Cup where you're playing 9 games, you're not going to win every game. But it's getting that momentum towards the back end of the tournament that's really, really important, and it's round about that time for us. So hopefully tomorrow we can string that perfect game together, as I say.
Mikey, before you took over as the coach, Pakistan was this unpredictable team. If they do well, then they do well. After you've taken over as coach, it's still the same. So what is it about that team that it's so tough for you to crack it, and what you've observed so far?
Well, I like to think we've become a lot more structured as a team. I think there's been a lot more role clarity given to players, and hopefully that bridges the gap between being consistent and being inconsistent. I certainly think our gap between being very, very good and very bad is a lot closer, and I do think that we're playing a game now that is a little bit more consistent. I really do believe that. But that unpredictably tag is always sort of hangs around a Pakistan team, and that makes us very exciting. It makes us very exciting as well. I don't particularly like when the commentators talk about it's depends which Pakistan team's rocked up today, because as coach we prepare those guys exceptionally well every time to make sure that when they go on the field they're ready to deliver and ready to fire. But we are exciting, and I know there's a massive amount of excitement in that dressing room tomorrow as to the opportunity that tomorrow presents.
Mickey, it was pointed out that fielding wasn't up to the mark in the last matches. So has this rain affected the preparation, especially from the fielding point of view?
Look, we can't do more. We've honestly worked the boys incredibly hard. Fielding's an attitude. Batting and bowling is something that you can't really control because you're up against somebody else. Fielding you can control. You can control your attitude in the field. When we get a little bit tentative, we tend to fall off the ball a little bit. And the message for the boys tomorrow is to hold back, not to hold back. We want to leave everything out on the ground, whether that's with bat, ball, and in the field. And if we do that and not play a tentative game, we play a game where we take the game on, which has been our mantra for a period of time now. Hopefully it clicks and everything goes well. It only takes one moment of magic. It only takes one moment of brilliance. And it needs one guy to stand up and do that, particularly early in the game for us.
Coach here.
Yeah.
Just an extension of his question. You said, you're trying to prepare for your team to deliver in all three aspects, and there's the unpredictability tag and everything. We've seen your images, just sometimes very frustrated. How tough or easy it is? You said you're preparing them well, but to get all those three aspects working together on that same day when you have an exciting, I'm not going to say unpredictable, but an exciting team.
I like that. Good man. It's a very good question. It's because we just prepare as best we can, and when our players go out on the field, you almost get that feel as to how it's going to be. It's that first ball, whether we bat, bowl, field. Does that first ball hit the mark? Does Mohammed Amir run in and that first ball's back of a length going through to the keeper? If the ball's blocked, Shadab Khan is our best fielder. Does he come into the game early? All those type of things you get a feel for, and I guess we watched it unfold from the dressing room, and we almost know what's going to happen. What I do know though is that that happens with a youngish team. We're the youngest team. We've got two 38-year-olds in our squad, and we're still the youngest team by a couple of years in this competition. And I just think that goes and bears so well for Pakistan cricket going forward, because there's some outstanding young players in that dressing room who just need to be encouraged and will progress into some very, very fine international cricketers.
Mickey, the conditions are same like Taunton here, raining condition, and it's moisture in the air. So what's your plan? Did you select the team for tomorrow? How you're going with 3+1, 3 fast bowler and 1 spinner, or all 4 fast bowlers?
Look, we looked at the wicket yesterday, and the wicket was like Taunton was green and moist, you would be silly not to have played 4 quick bowlers in Taunton. That Australia did exactly the same as us. That was a no-brainer. I'm not so sure that looking at the wicket yesterday, that it's going to be the same. I'm not 100% sure there's a massive amount of moisture in there, and the wicket is certainly a lot browner than Taunton was. So those things will come into the equation in terms of our thinking. We had a chat yesterday as a myself, Safi, and Inzi, and we're due to have another chat now. Conditions will probably might need to wake up in the morning just to be able to make a final decision on that.
Mickey, they could have sold Old Trafford out 20 times over for this game. 500,000 people wanted to be here to watch the match tomorrow. What is the atmosphere going to be like, and can you enjoy it?
Oh, of course you do. It's the well, I don't want to say the biggest rivalry in sport, but it's. I saw some stats, which said I think the Soccer World Cup final attracted 1.6 billion viewers. Tomorrow, likely to get 1.5 billion. It doesn't get bigger than that. It doesn't get more exciting. I'm telling our players in the dressing room, you could be a hero tomorrow. Your careers are going to be defined by a moment in the game. You do something incredible tomorrow, you'll be remembered forever. And our kind of mantra is, how do you want to be remembered? We've got 15 incredible cricketers in that dressing room, and we keep stressing to them, how do you want to be remembered? You the class of 2019. What are they going to say about you in history? And tomorrow presents an unbelievable opportunity for these guys to really make a mark.
Coach, Mohammad Amir did well to really come back well with the old ball against the against the Aussies. But how much of a concern is it with the new ball and to be able to make inroads into the Indian top order? That would be key.
Yeah, look, that's key, and I think you saw it, without wanting to harp too much. It was 2 years ago, but when you get into the Indian top order, you can create a little bit of havoc. You know, there's some fine players all the way down. Don't get me wrong, but if you can rattle that top order with the new ball, you certainly have an advantage, and that's something that we will certainly be trying to work on.
Mickey, there's been a fair bit of talk about Shoaib Malik in this World Cup, and you know he's had a poor World Cup probably by his own standards. How concerned are you about sort of having him inside and just his performances so far?
I can tell you a guy that's played over 200 ODIs. Tomorrow presents a real opportunity for him. As far as I'm concerned, Shoaib Malik didn't play the West Indies game because of balance of team. He batted in the last 3 overs against England, and failed against Australia. So to say he's failed there's not much of a barometer just yet. That'll be determined over the next couple of games. What I do know is Shoaib Malik brings a hell of a lot to our dressing room. He is an incredible team man. He has incredible skills, and I'm hoping that on the biggest stage tomorrow, those skills come to the fore. Because let's not forget, and I mentioned it in one of the previous questions, that it is still a fairly young cricket team. Shoaib Malik's experience, Mohammad Hafiz's experience tomorrow will go a long way out in the middle to help these young boys through it.
Coach, how difficult is it to plan as a coach, keeping in mind the weather looming large over you and anything can happen?
Oh, look, it always is, but you just got to take the weather. You've just got to take the weather out of the equation. We plan meticulously every time. We've just come out of the hotel. We've had our bowlers meetings. We've had our batters meetings. The boys have planned meticulously. We've done everything we can possibly do. We've done everything that we can control. We can't control the weather, so unfortunately the weather we've just got to, we've just got to go by what happens tomorrow. Everything we can control's been done.
Thank you.
Pleasure.